And to kick things off, noon Eastern, 12 p.m., ESPN, we go to Death Valley. We go to Clemson, South Carolina. The fourth-ranked Seminoles of Florida State take on the Clemson Tigers. Now, this is a very, very important game here because number one, I, for one, picked Clemson to win the ACC yet again for the ninth time in 10 years. Secondly, my Florida State fans out there, and I can't stand y'all. I really can't. But if Florida State is back, if Florida State is truly back, they win this game. It's not a primetime game. It's not a night game. It's a noon game, which should be in favor of Florida State. But if Florida State is officially back with Mike Noel as the head coach, they will go in there and they will beat Dabo Sweeney. I don't care if it's about 1 point. I don't care if it's about 200 points. But if Florida State wants to claim that they are officially back and deserving of the top 5 ranking, they go into South Carolina, they go into Clemson, they go into Death Valley, and they come out victorious. That's it. If they do not come out of Death Valley victorious, Florida State is not officially back. For Florida State to be officially back, they must beat Clemson. And there's no better way to do it in Clemson's house at Death Valley, noon Eastern, ESPN. From Death Valley in South Carolina, we're going to take the trip out to the West Coast, to Salt Lake City, Utah, because the Pac-12 is taking over. 3:30 on Fox. 22nd ranked UCLA Bruins, 11 ranked Utah Utes. Ooh. Now, last year when they had this battle, it was a little later in the year, and the winner of this battle was going to the Pac-12 championship. Utah won that match. Utah wins in the Pac-12 championship, and they end up handing in USC for a second time again. This time was an earlier matchup. Can Chip Kelly and the Bruins, can they reverse or what happened last year, but on the road? Because if they can handle, if they can get a win in Salt Lake City, which is not an easy place to win that, by the way, they be setting themselves up for a real shot at a run at the Pac-12 title. But the reigning defending two-time Pac-12 champions ain't trying to hear it. Now, we still don't know when Cam Rising will be back for the Utah Utes. He could be back for this game, but it could be rolling with their backup still. But that's a tough team to beat in that environment in Salt Lake City. I'm looking forward to that game. Can Chip Kelly get a much-needed signature win? Chip Kelly, he's winning at UCLA, but he's missing the signature. Chip Kelly at UCLA is missing that signature win. This would be a signature win for Chip Kelly and the UCLA Bruins if they can go into Salt Lake City and knock off the Utah Utes, who are the reigning defending back-to-back Pac-12 champions. 3:30, okay? And that 3:30 slot is nice because this is the first game of the slate that's in the 3:30 slot. The second game is in the 3:30 slot. Takes us to the SEC from Salt Lake City to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, because it is Lane Kiffin versus Nick Saban one more time. The SEC on CBS 3:30. The running Rebels of Ole Miss taking on Alabama Crimson Tide. We talked about it earlier when our 2-minute warning, on our 2-minute drill, when Jalen Merrill will be the starting quarterback for the Alabama Crimson Tide against one of the top scoring teams in the damn country of Ole Miss. And Ole Miss has always been a top team scoring wise because Lane Kiffin loves to put points on the damn board quick, fast, in a hurry. Now, this is where I need to look at some numbers here because I really want to understand what is Nick Saban dealing with because Texas walked in there and they dropped 34 on you. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that Lane Kiffin is averaging more than 34 points a game this season through 3 weeks. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure this man is averaging more than 34. So let me make sure I get my numbers right here because this is a big game. Matter of fact, Alabama is actually favored by 6.5 points. So people still believing in Nick Saban in Alabama right now. They have a 66% chance, according to ESPN Analytics, so Alabama winning this game to Ole Miss is 34%. Okay. I'm looking at it here. Total yards. Ole Miss is averaging 526 yards a game. 526. Alabama's averaging 367. That is ridiculous. That's total yards. Passing wise, Ole Miss is throwing for damn near 350 to Alabama's 196. Both teams rushing about the same, 177 for Ole Miss, 171 for Alabama. The defense for Ole Miss is giving up 350 a game. Alabama's giving up 310 a game. Good grace. Oh my goodness. Let me look at Ole Miss. So through 3 games with Ole Miss, they have put up 73, 37, and 48. Now the competition ain't been there. You talking about Mercer, Tulane, which is a good one. That's at Tulane. That is the American champions from last year, and then Georgia Tech. Yeah, either Nick Saban gonna get that defense right for this game and not lose twice in a row at home, which on that's Nick Saban. Can anybody look up and see if Nick Saban has lost 2 games at home in one season? I don't think I've ever seen that from Nick Saban losing 2 games at home and in one season. I don't think I've never seen that, but somebody look that up for me. So this is gonna be interesting. Nick Saban and Alabama, they have to win this game because if they lose this game, they're done. It is over. Because you still got Auburn, you still got LSU on the schedule. So you're done if you lose in Ole Miss, okay? You're done. From Tuscaloosa, Alabama, all the way up to Eugene, Oregon. Oh, gonna be so many eyes on this game. 3:30 ABC. Woo! Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes taking on Bo Nix and the Oregon Ducks. Eugene, Oregon's gonna be electric. Eugene, Oregon's gonna be off real, and that is a 12:30 kickoff Pacific time out there in Eugene, Oregon. 3:30 Eastern Standard Time here on the East Coast. Oh, we gonna find out if Coach Prime got the players that he needs to be a contender in this sport Saturday afternoon, or does Oregon do what Oregon does in big games and say, "Hey, you're a good team. I like what you're doing, but you're in our house, and when you're in our house, you better bring your A game because if you don't, you're gonna get your ass whooped." And I want to, to be honest, I want to see what uniform Oregon, because Oregon got like 500 billion different uniform combinations. I want to see what Oregon gonna wear, just to be curious, because Oregon like to look good, and Coach Fine's the one you feel good when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good. So I want to see what Oregon gonna look like. Okay, because I want to see what swag Oregon gonna come in the game with at home. Because that's Coach. You got Coach Prime coming in, so you got to look good if you're Oregon. All right, yeah, you gotta look good so you can feel good, and you gonna go out there and play. Well, you gonna play good anyway because you the Oregon Ducks. I have no doubt you the Oregon Ducks. You gonna play good anyway. But what you gonna look like? What did the uniform combination gonna look like? Coach, you gonna have Coach Prime like, ooh, them boys looking sweet over there. And Coach Prime like, hey, y'all gonna have to play. It is what it is at this point. This is big boy football now, and Coach Frank gonna have to let him know it's big boy football now. You got Oregon this week, you got USC next week. It's big boy football now, so there's gonna be a lot of people rooting for Coach Frank in Colorado to put up the upset, and there's gonna be a lot of people on the other side wait for Oregon to shut the whole story up about Colorado. When it's gonna happen, we shall see. 3:30 ABC. Do not miss that game. And then from Eugene, Oregon, we jump into prime time as in the Big Ten on CBS. It is number 7, the Penn State Nittany Lions at home in College Station, hosting 24th ranked Iowa. We know Michigan's the favorite to win the Big Ten. We know Ohio State has something to say about it. The other team that has something to say about who wins the Big Ten is the Penn State Nittany Lions. Battle of unbeaten teams here, battle of ranked teams here at College Station up in Pennsylvania, Happy Valley, as they call it. If Penn State want to be taken serious, as they should be, you handle business at home against Iowa, and Iowa gonna play some damn defense. One thing we know, Iowa gonna play some damn defense, so it's gonna be we gonna see it. And people are saying that Penn State has the top offense in the country right now. Some people are saying Penn State's the best team in the country right now. 86% is on the Penn State Lions to only 13 for Iowa. They looking at this as it's gonna be some things because Iowa been putting up some points. I mean, They won 24-14 over Utah State, 20-13 in the Hawk Trophy, and then last one when they played Western Michigan, they put up 41. When the last time you seen an Iowa team put up 41? Okay, well, hey, if Penn State wants to be that third team that has a say in the Big Ten East and the Big Ten as a whole, you handle business at home against 21 or 24th ranked Iowa and it's on CBS, and you win prime time. Okay, prime time. All right. Now we got that out of the way, but that's not the game of the week. That's not the spotlight game of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to South Bend, Indiana. College game day is going to be there. It is prime time, 7:30, NBC. Number 9, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, hosting number 6, the Buckeyes of the Ohio State. Woo-hoo-hoo. Sam Hartman has been a difference maker for the Notre Dame. This offense has been juicy for Notre Dame. But did last week help Ohio State by the fact they had to play Western Kentucky? And there was some talk about Western Kentucky putting up some points on Ohio State. Did that wake them up because they whooped Western Kentucky 63-10, and that offense got going against Western Kentucky? I mean, literally, it was no comparison whatsoever. Like if I look at the Ohio State numbers from that game, Kyle McCord, 19 for 23, 318, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. Travion Henderson, 13 carries, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. Marvin Harrison Jr., 5 catches, 126 yards and a touchdown. What was that week enough to get that team on track? Because you are playing Notre Dame, and Notre Dame has been balling. Okay, Notre Dame has been balling. They took on the NC State Wolfpack, a team that's known for defense in the ACC, and they hung 45 on them. 45. Okay, Sam Hartman is out here balling on these boys. Sam Hartman has already thrown for over 1,000 yards with 13 touchdowns and no interceptions. He has not thrown one interception. It's time they running back has over 500 yards carried with 5 touchdowns. This is a top 10 matchup in prime time, by the way. NBC, it's gonna be locked and loaded. Somebody gonna take their first L of the season, and it's gonna be a huge L because we know how the committee is. A big game like this, you gotta show me who you are. And we're gonna find out if Ohio State is back to being Ohio State or Notre Dame is back to being Notre Dame. Somebody gonna make the first statement, and it's gonna be right here in South Bend. Ohio State or Notre Dame. That is a juicy matchup, and that is the game of the week. Okay. And then we have the fan votes extra point game. And yet again, it involves BYU. This time we going to Big 12 action. BYU first Big 12 matchup. It's an undefeated matchup with 3-0 Kansas and Lawrence, Kansas. And as of right now, looking at the ESPN analytics, 56.5 for Kansas Jayhawks to 43.5 for the BYU Cougars. We shall see how that goes. Both teams are 3-0. Both teams are doing good. BYU is averaging 310 yards on offense to 500 yards of Kansas. Kansas is averaging 500 yards of offense. Oh my gosh. We're talking 283 in the air and 216 on the ground. These boys are running the damn ball. Oh my gosh. Defensive wise, we talking BYU is giving up 318 a game and Kansas is giving up 272 a game. I mean, yo, my goodness, what is going on here? Now, we already talked about the big win for BYU going in the SEC country against Arkansas and getting that W. Let's look at, Illinois is a good win for Kansas, 34-23. They played Nevada 34-21. So each team gotta have one good, Power Five win against the other. But this is the Big 12 now. Kansas is welcoming BYU to the Big 12. We're gonna see what BYU look like going into this game. Now, it is the Bear Down Pictures as we close out shop today. And to begin, I'm going Clemson at home to take down Florida State. I don't think Florida State is back yet. I don't think they back yet. I refuse to believe they're back yet. Now, if they win this game, I will come on here next week and I will say Florida State is back if they come into Clemson and beat Clemson. But until then, I'm taking Clemson to win this game. All right. Game number 2. Give me the Utah used to defend home turf, okay? It's hard to win in Salt Lake. That crowd gonna be rocking. That crowd's gonna be hype. UCLA gonna have a hard time hearing. I'm taking Utah. I'm sorry, Chip Kelly, but I don't think you can get that signature win yet. I just don't think you can get it yet. Give me Utah, the one that y'all waiting for. Oh, I'm doing something I have never done before. I have never picked against Alabama at home. I have never done it. But with the fact that Alabama don't know what to do at quarterback, Nick Saban is literally confused at quarterback. He has no idea what to do at quarterback. His defense is his defense got picked apart by Texas, and the team that has a better offense and Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss is coming in. I'm doing something I have never done. I am picking Ole Miss. I am picking Alabama to lose 2 home games in the same season, and within 3 weeks of each other. I'm sorry. I am picking Ole Miss and Lincoln to finally get a win over Nick Saban. The other game that y'all waiting on for me to pick. Quack, quack. I'm sorry, Coach Brown. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But if I'm being completely honest, if I'm being completely real, I gotta go with Oregon, man. Eugene, Oregon. That place is it's like the hardest place to win it in the Pac-12 outside of Salt Lake City for the Utah Utes. It is Oregon. I don't think y'all can handle that. I think that's a different type of person that y'all finna deal with Saturday afternoon in Eugene. I don't think y'all ready for that spotlight yet. I think y'all get a feel for it, and then next year y'all respond in kind. But this year, I don't see y'all winning in Eugene, Oregon. I just don't see it, Coach Brown. I'm sorry, but I'm picking Oregon. I'm going with the Oregon Ducks. Uh, I'm going Penn State, man. I was doing good this year. They look good. They feel good, but I don't think they have what it takes to go into Happy Valley and take down the Penn State Lithium Lions. And plus, Penn State they have to show that they're the third team to be considered to win to win the Big Ten outside of Ohio State and Michigan, who are like the favorites to run away with it. Penn State needs a statement win. This is a good way to get a statement win with a 24th ranked Iowa Hawkeyes walking in, and you handle business. All right. In the game of the week, ladies and gentlemen, give me the Notre Dame 49ers. The fact they have a quarterback in Sam Hartman, the fact they have a running game still, the fact that he can connect with wide receivers and tight ends the way Sam Hartman does, might be problematic for the Ohio State defense. And I think it'd be problematic just enough to outshoot the Buckeyes in South Bend at home. Notre Dame defends home turf. Ohio State suffers that first loss of the season. It's going to be a hard one for them because they usually beat Notre Dame, but I don't think they're going to beat Notre Dame this year. I love that offense with Sam Hartman in control. This man has not turned the ball over. He is very good with the ball, and he knows how to sling it all across the field. Give me Notre Dame to win that one. And then finally, for the extra point fan photo of the game, y'all gave me BYU in Kansas. Even though I read the statistics to you, I think BYU finds a way. I'm going on a limb here. I think BYU finds a way to walk into Lawrence, Kansas. They find a way to slow down that high-powered offense, and they always do just enough. Just enough. The offense is not really thriving like that, okay? But they do just enough to walking themselves into the Big 12 with a nice big victory in Lawrence, Kansas to take down the Jayhawks. Now I could be absolutely wrong here because everybody else is on Kansas and rightfully so. I mean, 500 yards of offense, good gracious. But I just got a feeling BYU finds a way to pull this one out, and they send a message to the Big 12 like, "This is real. We are here when we are here to stay." So those are my picks. Again, I'm going Clemson over Florida State. I'm going Utah over UCLA. I'm going Ole Miss to walk into Tuscaloosa and beat the Alabama Crimson Tide, which is ridiculous on my part for picking Nick Saban to lose 2 games and both of them at home. I know it's ridiculous on my part, but I'm doing it. I'm going Oregon to slow down the talk of the town, which is the Colorado Buffaloes. Unfortunately, I love Coach Prime, But if I'm being realistic, I don't see y'all going to Oregon and winning that game. Okay. I'm taking Penn State to handle business at home against the Iowa Hawkeyes in a ranked versus ranked Big Ten matchup. Game of the week, give me Notre Dame to get one over on the Buckeyes of Ohio State. And then surprisingly, I'm taking BYU over Kansas. All right. Those are my picks. That is the fair down